If you do feel fear or stress right now, just know that you don't need to do anything about it. That is actually the practice. Just really don't do anything about it. And I really do know what I'm talking about. I was really going through a lot of fear in my life, a lot of anxiety. And I was looking for the truth. It kind of like made me want to find truth. I don't know why. Something in me told me that truth is something that if I would know it, I would kind of like solve the problem of fear. And now that I look back on it, I don't even know how this is supposed to make any sense. Like, how is a truth? A truth is just a fact. Like, how is truth even supposed to take away fear? But I was looking for a kind of answer everywhere. Now I'm just here to share with you what I found. Just sit, just be. And I know there are a lot of videos out there and books who are supposed to help you how to find the beingness, even. As if beingness is something that you are supposed to find or something that you have lost, or... But it's really just that simple. Just be. Just sit. And you know why this helps? Why this is actually getting rid of the fear? I mean, not immediately, of course. But when you're just being, when you're just sitting, then there's something that goes away. There's something that falls away. And it's the doer inside of you, because when you are just sitting, then there might be, still thoughts and emotions. And your amygdala is still firing. The amygdala is the part of your brain that is responsible for creating fear. It's trying to make you survive by producing fear and panic. But the sense of being the one who's controlling that mind, the sense of being the one who's controlling those emotions, is just falling away. And if you want to, you can, of course, practice breath meditation, or just, the kind of meditation where you're actively putting your attention onto an object. If you want to do that, okay. But it is still, perpetuating the sense of being a doer. And if you could just let that go and just be, and you just allow your fear to be there, you allow your amygdala to fire. When you are giving up on that job of trying to get rid of your fear, then you basically tell your body that it can now finally regulate itself. It's not your job to actively do the regulation. All you need to do is let go and do nothing. And then the body knows exactly how to regulate itself. And that is true meditation. And then the amygdala starts to recognize, okay, the thought tells me that there is something that we should be afraid of. And then you just totally allow this to happen. You allow your thoughts, you allow your feelings. And when you persist and you endure and you stay with it, then the amygdala learns, and it needs to learn this, that it was just an illusion to think that there was a threat. So you have to go through this, and then your brain will learn that there is no threat and you're actually safe. And this is how you can nurture yourself. And then your amygdala can actually physically shrink over time if you do this every day. And then there will be at some point an absence of fear. And what remains when there is no fear? It's love. But it's not romantic love. It is just, the total relaxation. It's not even worth describing it. It's just nice, If you are in fear right now as you're watching this, don't do anything about it. And most of the time, the natural reaction of us, because it's like the ego's job, it's like the doer's job to do something about it. It's like scanning for problems, finding problems, turning anything into a problem, and then it's trying to fix it. And when there is fear, and then the doer sees that fear, and then it's trying to solve that fear, like it doesn't know how. The body knows how. The doer doesn't know how to fix that fear. So all it can do is like push it away, which creates more fear. Or it's trying to there are methods. There are a lot of methods there. The doer is trying to do something about that fear. It is in resistance to it. It says, I don't want to do anything about it. Now, what to do about the doer? You sit down, and the doer might still be there. All you have to do is also the same thing with the doer. You allow that one to be there also, and you just sit there and you trust that your body, your nervous system, or you can even call it consciousness, life itself, the intelligence of life, it is basically that. Trust that it knows what it has to do. You don't do anything. It's not your job to regulate yourself, because the one that's regulating is the one that's in fear. Alan Watts said it in a beautiful way once. It's like the ego cannot improve itself because it is the one that is in need of improvement. Krishnamurti said that you are the fear. You are not separate from it. So who are you that is trying to solve the problem of fear? You are not separate from it. The I comes out of that fear. It is not separate from it. So when you're actively doing something to get rid of that fear, to get rid of that stress, it's like fear trying to get rid of fear. It's like trying to get rid of fire by putting more fire into the fire. But if you can just simply allow that fire to burn and just don't do anything about it, and over time you will slowly see that your shoulders sink, you become more relaxed, less tense. Naturally, it happens all by itself. It's like a holiday. It's not the kind of meditation that makes you feel like I'm practicing my discipline today. It's okay if you do. But it's not a discipline. This kind of meditation is a vacation. And it works. Precisely because you are not the one that's working. You're on the vacation, and you simply allow your mind to do whatever it wants to do. You allow your feelings whatever they want to do. The mind will come up with some potential problems that might occur tomorrow. Also allow that. The mind will remind you of what happened in the past. It's like something's missing because I've experienced this and now it's no longer here. Or, oh, this person died. And then you have that sadness. It's not bad to have that sadness in meditation, because meditation is all-inclusive. You allow the fear of tomorrow, you allow the sadness of the past, and it's all in you. You suppress nothing, and even the one that's trying to, the sense of there being a separate self that is resisting stuff, is also allowed. So And when I found this out, my thirst for finding the truth was finally gone. And you know what fundamentally changes in the experience is that when you are identified with the doer, you feel like you are a separate, isolated, fragile self that needs to be strong, and you need to hold yourself together, and you can never fully relax because you simply don't feel held. It's like when you were a child and you had good parents, they held you and you felt safe and you knew that this world is a safe place to be in. And then in childhood or even later you went through trauma, and then you learned that you have to resist everything and you need to protect yourself and you have to hold yourself together. And then there's like this base emotion of fear and, just, constantly worrying. But when you do this, you start to calm down. And then there is a new kind of, I know I shouldn't use the word experience, but I'll use it anyway because I don't know a better word right now. So I use the word experience for lack of a better word. There's a new experience of I'm almost like being held in the cosmic hand of God. And I know a lot of people don't like mystical words like that, but it's just I'm trying to find words to point to a certain experience that is real. So it's not just an idea or a mystical concept. It is really a real experience of no longer having to carry yourself. So you're now literally a wave on the ocean, and you no longer have to worry about life because things happen. And so the nervous system can finally calm down. And remember, you don't have to understand all of this. Just take some time, 10-20 minutes in your day, to sit down and do nothing. And just see what happens, because when you are meditating and you're closing your eyes and you're sitting down, make sure you're comfortable. Thoughts will come. And also the observation, it's not something you do. When I was learning about meditation and all the gurus said, observe, see the thoughts, see that the thoughts are not you, I felt like, I have to do this right because I don't want to get caught up in the thinking and maybe I'm doing it wrong, or no, I was unconscious again, oh no. No, just don't worry about that, just don't do anything about it, because even the resistance to falling into unconsciousness, the resistance to fall into unconsciousness is unconsciousness. Don't resist it. Let the flow happen. Sometimes you're awake, sometimes you are unconscious, sometimes you are conscious, sometimes there's fear, sometimes there's a thought. You think about tomorrow's possible problems, you think about the losses of the past, and then there's natural silence for 3 seconds, and then it goes on and on and on. You don't do anything about it, you just allow that process to happen. Very organically and naturally. No effort on your part. And I promise you, the amygdala will shut up over time. Alright?